Hello, nerds. Welcome to your new favorite pop culture podcast. It's the post-credit show. I'm your host, Loosh, and I got my boy, Loki, here. How are you, brother?
I am good, my friend. We have something incredible on today's show.
We have an absolute legend. We have the absolutely amazing, extremely talented voice of a generation, the one and only Mr. Jason Paige.
Jason Paige, baby!
Post-credit show with Loosh and Loki. Post-credit show with Loosh and Loki. Post-credit show with Loosh and Loki. We finally gotta get it together.
What an intro. Thank you, sir.
Jason Paige, the voice of a generation here. On the
How are
microphone,
you, sir?
finally. Very good. How you guys doing down there? You guys are supposed to be the other way around, right?
No,
Yeah.
we're down south, mate.
Our webcam is upside down, so it looks the same for you.
Google flips it around. That's pretty cool.
How are you? What's been happening?
So much has been happening. I'm trying to balance my schedule for the rest of the year, and I've got something going on in Australia.
Hey-o! I think I might have an inkling as to what that is as well. I have a friend over in Perth, Western Australia, who made a little secret post. So it'd be interesting to see when that announcement comes out.
Yes. I can't announce it officially until all of the tickets are bought, and we're the wings are purchased, and then we know that we're flying.
Jason, will it be in Melbourne? Are you coming to Melbourne?
It will be in as many places as I can get to in the 2.5 week window, 2-week window that I'll be there.
Right. Well, you've now got my mobile phone number. So when you get to Melbourne, hit us up and we're taking you to our local pub.
Uh-oh. You only have one?
No, we have many.
I'm on a first name basis with most of them in Melbourne. So we'll do a bit of a tour, mate. But so besides the obvious, the Pokemon theme song is the greatest theme song of all time, in my opinion. You've done a lot of other type of work, Jason. What can you tell us and our listeners? What are some other projects that you've worked on? Oh, there we go. There we go.
I don't like to talk about it, guys. So there you go.
Jesus Christ.
Look at that. Holy crap.
I never worked with Jesus Christ, unfortunately. Oh, actually, I kind of did.
You do Jesus Christ Superstar?
I did Jesus Christ Superstar. I have done that. And I did Godspell as well. We got Godspell up here somewhere. Here it is. Godspell's over here. So
yeah, wow.
I did work with Jesus Christ there. But this right here, both a Beatles gospel nativity. We take the Beatles music and we construct basically the nativity story with Beatles music,
Wow.
Here comes the sun, doo-doo-doo-doo. Here comes the sun. I say it's all right. Meaning the sun,
Wow.
Jesus is coming. And then, once there was a way to get back homeward. Once there was a way to get back home. Sleep, pretty darling, do not cry. As they hold the baby Jesus, it's an incredible thing. The Beatles pretty much prophetically wrote the story of the nativity into their lyrics, and I wrote some gospel arrangements for it every year. Now we're in our 16th year of this Christmas celebration, unlike any other. But
that's beautiful.
There's plenty more here that you guys can ask about.
I'm seeing everything from Gotham to Deadpool to Sausage Party to the Muppets, Coca-Cola. Wait a second, Coca-Cola?
Do always Coca-Cola. That's one thing that I did. And then I did another one more recently. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Oh, Coca-Cola. It's Danica, whatever her name is, the race car drivers. They're like, they just win their race and they're like, hey, you have any word for the people out there? And they just go, you hear me singing, and that's pretty much Coca-Cola jingle. Subway, eat fresh. Another one of mine. Lego Mania, which that's
wrote. Fantastic. My partner actually works at Legoland down here in Melbourne, so that's
dude, maybe we can hit Legoland while I'm down there.
100%. Absolutely. My partner's the retail manager there, so we can get you in there and get you through the Lego store and take some photos.
Cool. I wrote the Legomania jingle and sang on that from 1995 to 2000 was when that jingle was big on all their products. They started getting into the brand partnerships and the other IPs that they licensing right after that, and they exploded. So what I did just recently was I took my Legomania theme song. How's it go? Lego's got a lot that's new for the maniac in you. You feel the power, you feel. Once you feel the feeling, then Legomania. And I made it into a full 2-minute song with a rap section and a new updated version. Just kind of like what happened with Pokemon. You had the jingle for the song for the TV show, and then they expanded it into a full single 3-minute version with a solo and everything. I did the same thing with the Legomania song, and you can download it now on all platforms. It's excellent.
Now you just mentioned something about doing a rap in that song, which brings me to a really intriguing thing that I read about you. You performed the rap section of Black and White on stage at Madison Square Garden.
That's correct.
Michael Jackson?
That's correct. He's right here. His face is sticking up. Unfortunately, you can't see the bottom of it. Or any of these background singers here. There's a whole bunch of background singers that I sang backgrounds with. Many of them in that Michael Jackson show. This was Michael Jackson's 30th anniversary reunion with the Jackson 5. And they had the first part of the show was Michael in the first row sitting next to not Liza Minnelli, Liz Taylor.
Yep.
And Elizabeth Taylor, and him watching Beyonce, Whitney Houston, Usher, a whole bunch of other stars singing his songs to him. And then the second act, and with us singing backgrounds for all those songs. So a lot of some of those stars are on these background side panels of mine. And then the second act was the Jackson 5 reuniting with Michael, doing all of their hits. And then the third act was Michael's greatest hits, of which I got to do the rap Protection for Gangs, Clubs, and Nations. That whole rap for and backgrounds for all the rest of the songs, which was an incredible experience. It took us a couple of days to get over the disbelief that we were
no kidding
songs. The background group of singers that I was with, which were some of them were friends of mine, the musical director, and I had worked together on a couple of other projects. And he said, "Yo, get some of the A-list background singers on this that you know." And I was able to call a couple of my friends who were A-listers, my best people I knew, and say, "Hey, I have a gig if you're available. Maybe you guys want to do it. It's for this guy called Michael Jackson, and it's gonna be it's at this place called Madison Square Garden. So call me back if you're interested. Otherwise I'll keep calling other people. Thanks."
And I'm assuming you didn't have anyone not call you back.
Yeah, exactly. The three or four, I think it was 4 people that I was able to bring in were just like great friends of mine, also amazing singers. And to this day, they're doing great work all around the world. But that was an incredible experience.
Any weird or interesting stories about Michael? Did you get the opportunity to have any kind of interaction with him at all?
Yeah, he was interacting with us when we were rehearsing the vocals, and he, like for instance, on "I'll Be There." At the end, just call my name. And he was like, "All right, singers, you do the thing, little riffing out right here." And then I'll go, "Just call my name." And then you go, call my name. And I'll be. We was pointing back and forth as we organized that part of the show. You can see he kind of looks back at the singer. Anyway, each song had its own direction that he wanted. And mostly he wanted us to match the original vocals as much as possible, to sing like him, of which I had lots of practice doing in, the recording world, the session world. I'm asked to sing like all kinds of different sounds and different artists. And Michael Jackson was one that I was asked to sing like many times. So I had perfected, singing like him and his tone. And as well, my band, before I even got into session work, was performing I Want You Back, ABC. We actually did
Wow.
Halloween. We would do a Jackson 5 set. It's actually Battle of the Bands. We would do a Jackson 5 set, then we would go away for a minute and change it to the B-52s and come out and do the B-52s, and then we go away and change it to the Bee Gees and then do this, Battle of the Bands cover set, which was incredible. So I've had a lot of practice singing like various artists, and when that Michael gig came around, I was like, that's it. That's what I've been working for.
It must have been like it must be like working alongside an actual genius. It must have been such an eye opener for you.
It was amazing, and the one of the things that we all were marveled at was that how relaxed and calm and clear he was. Like, you have all these tabloid ideas about his eccentricities and all these different ways that he would behave, and there was none of that. That's all tabloid nonsense. He just was a dude in the room getting it done in a very calm way, just like any other session where we had stuff to learn, and communication was clear. He was just communicating with, I don't know, 150 people that were on stage in various, the orchestra and the singers, and then there was a choir, and then there was 30 dancers, and then there were text people and video people and all kinds of lighting people, and he just was able to comment on all of it and have it all sort of work the way he wanted it to work. And it was really amazing. It was really amazing.
That's amazing.
So you've also just doing a bit of research on yourself, Jason. You've also worked with some other pretty well-known groups and bands over the years. Can you tell me a bit about Foreigner, Meatloaf, Billy Joel? What did you do there?
I would do anything for love, but I'm Meatloaf.
Jason, have you ever seen the video footage of Meatloaf performing in Australia at the AFL Grand Final?
No. What?
When we're done, you need to Google that. Jump on YouTube, look up Meatloaf AFL Grand Final. It is one of the most bizarre, funniest, and widely regarded as the worst halftime entertainment in a grand final ever.
We'll send you the link. It was an abomination.
He had this energy when he was young that really catapulted him into success, and an amazing writing team on the Bat Out of Hell records that just cemented him in the history books. And he was a great actor, so he made his way into TV and film quite well with that. But having to represent himself vocally after, aging and not really taking care of himself, I can just tell you, if I'm a little bit under the weather, I have to sing this song that I did 25 years ago, I have to be really in great shape to do it. And I can imagine Meatloaf having these epic songs. They're like musicals, each one of them. Having to do that, he just couldn't live up to the recorded versions of it, perhaps in his later years. And you really have to act your way through those songs anyway, because there's so much context going on. There's scenes right in the middle of some of them. So anyway, Meatloaf.
What I loved about that AFL performance, though, is that you can tell straight up that he knew that he was not hitting the notes that he needed to hit. But he just kept going.
Yeah. No, that's it.
There's so much to say about performers who are just like, you know what? Screw it. I'm here to do it. I'm just going to do it the best I can.
Yep. That's really and in terms of acting, that you're just acting like a rock star, and that's it. And if you can act like a rock star, people will believe you're a rock star if you're hitting the notes or not.
And regardless of how bad or good that performance was, I wanted a photo with him before it, and I still want a photo with him after it. He's still a freaking icon, man.
Yeah. Bat Out of Hell 3, I did all the background vocals on that. I did another TV show called Rock in a Hard Place, where I had to imitate this. This is actually hosted by Meatloaf, this show. He basically would ask questions to the contestants, and the answer would be a song. And then they would play a little snippet of the song and then move on to the next question. And couple of the songs in Meatloaf's own, they can't buy each song in its original version, so they do sound alikes of 15 seconds or 10 seconds that they need. and I did 250 sound-alikes for this TV show because every show they answered 10 questions that were a song. The 10 answers were songs. So they played those 10 songs and they had 25 episodes or more of that. So in one of the episodes or a couple episodes, the answer to the song was a Meatloaf song. Now there's not a dry eye in the house after love's curtain come down. That was it. I just sang that phrase to an answer that was a Meatloaf song that Meatloaf didn't even sing. But it sounded like he sang it because they played that little clip, and I don't even know if he knew whether or not it was him singing or not, because I did a sound-alike for him, and one other song as well was a Meatloaf answer. But that was another Meatloaf thing that happened.
That's amazing.
But yeah, that's a great, this album, The Monsters Loose, it's such a great song. There's so many great songs on that. So Meatloaf, what would you say? Foreigner, I did backgrounds and I did some writing sessions with them as well. Unfortunately, my writing, the songs I wrote, they're only demos that I sang in the style of Kelly and Lou, who are the singers, Lou Graham and then Kelly. Kelly's an amazing singer, and I sang the demos to sound like those guys. So I have a basket of amazing demos I did. But even though my songs didn't make it, I sang backgrounds on that Foreigner record, and I did the keyboard programming and some other different things on it.
Brilliant.
Scorpions, I did write a few songs with them, and same thing, I sang the demos in the style of Klaus Meine. And
Jesus.
3, 2, 1, are you ready to rock? Come on and save me, cause we're not gonna stop. Baby, 3, 2, 1, are you ready to rock? I sang these demos.
That's amazing.
When I can sing like the dude in the band, it tends to move it forward a little bit because they're like, oh, that's perfect. It sounds just like a Scorpion song. Then he comes in and, but punches it up with his authentic Klaus Meine sound. I sing some backgrounds, and it's a hit.
Wow. I'm so glad we're doing this because I'm not sure that many people in Australia would not be aware of all of this at all.
Yeah, there's a lot of credits, and a lot of the things are just a tiny little name on the inside of a jacket of the sleeve of the album or CD that you don't even get anymore because you're just MP3ing them. You're not holding the thing and having this visceral experience, reading the paper while you listen to the music, imagining, what it means. There's a tiny, tiny, tiny little Jason Paige on the inside of the To Be a Master CD right there.
Yeah.
Only the people that bring it to me, that I'll open it up and I'll say, see, there's my name right there. Even that song has eluded the crediting, basically. If you see the song on YouTube, anytime somebody posts the Pokemon theme song, it says artist Pokemon. So you guys know, and because I'm putting myself out there, I have to tell people that it's me still. And so thank you guys as well for for spreading the message, because it's really important to have this connection with nostalgia now that we're adults.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's this feeling of wonder and joy of our childhood is such a good feeling when it gets released, and all you have to do is say, yo, I'm interviewing the guy that sang the Pokemon theme song. And then the guy will go, what? I never thought of that before. Whoa, that's a dude. Oh, wow. I thought it was a black woman. I thought it was Michael Jackson.
It could be.
Comments on my YouTube video, they think it's a girl. They think it's all kinds of different people. But then it releases that power that's inside.
Yeah,
Pokemon
of them that just been stored up, waiting for that joy, that burst of nostalgia to be ignited. So thank you guys for doing that.
No, and it's an absolute pleasure. I just want to let you know, To Be a Master was my first album I ever bought as a kid. So, and I've still got it. To the day.
Wow, yeah, that's a great item to get. People bring me to get autographed, because that's the OG. That's the actual thing that I sent, and videotapes as well, VHS tapes or DVDs, because the song appears on that, and
It
you
does.
can't really sign an MP3.
No, the thing that I really did enjoy and loved was seeing you sing it live whilst the actual the TV show was running. The amount of passion and energy that you put into that song, it's just incredible, mate. It really is.
Thank you. Like I said, these are things that are created in the studio to support the product. They're not created to be performed live. So in studio, you're going 150, 200, 500%. You're not thinking, oh, I got to sing this. Let me make sure I can sing this thing in 25 years. No, it's just going hard. And so now I have to live up to that studio performance, and I can just tell you I have to be in good shape to do it. It's challenged me to really keep my chops up, and not only that, but to really now that I see the impact that has had on people, to really show up and communicate those lyrics to them, and really, you know, be the very best. I mean, if I show up and I meatloaf that song, it's going to destroy childhoods.
Yeah.
I can't show up and not kill it, you know, or else just imagine that would be awful. Imagine Meatloaf singing the Pokemon theme song and just.
So we've actually just finished on our podcast. We obviously talk about everything pop culture related, but we've actually just finished a 5-part series where we deep dived and focused on the 1990s. Because, you know, we like to call the 1990s the Bronze Age of pop culture, because today we feel like we're living in the golden age of pop culture. But without what we had in the 90s, a lot of what we have now wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
You know, Pokemon, for example, is the biggest intellectual property in the world right now. And you were the voice of that.
You started it.
You were the first voice that everybody heard. How does that feel?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy at this point. But the way I see it is I spent 4 hours. You spent 4,000 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to catch up to how much time and energy you guys put into it, and the entire Pokemon ecosystem. So I think when you do things for the right reasons, you get the best results. And the reasons that everybody did everything right. Everybody in their marketing, in how they produce their content, in the recording, in the song, in the writing of the song, in the sessions, like it all went the right way, and people got behind it for the right reasons. And when I go into a session, I'm like, what am I talking about? What is this product? How do I support it? How can I give it my all? Not how do I capitalize on it? But like, what do you guys want in this interview? How can I be the best in this interview for you right now? And each one of these products demands the same thing when I go in to do a session. Can you feel it? Can you feel it? Coca-Cola. I'm representing Coca-Cola and
biggest brand in the world. Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes it's a musical about the nativity story, and I'm representing that. Sometimes it's an artist that I'm singing backgrounds for, and sometimes it's a movie that they're trying to get out of the store because they're food and people are going to eat them, and they need to get out of the great beyond. There's always a motive behind these experiences, and serving the motive helped serve the motive of Ash.
Yeah.
And his quest to be the very best Pokemon trainer, and the lyrics supported that, and the anthemic rock style of the song supported it, and my voice and the way that I sang it supported it, trying to be this young rock kid sound. And you know, it's the voice of Ash singing those lyrics. So it all goes to make this whole thing work. And the time that it came out, when you guys were, you know, running home from school to watch it, and it on back in the era of theme songs, where theme songs actually drew you in, and they were important to the success of a show. So, you know, it all everything worked out, and that's what we want to happen for everything. And all we can do is be the very best ourselves in each one of those environments and hope for the best. Plant the seeds and move on and plant another seed, and then it just gets watered by humanity. If it's a good seed, it'll grow.
Tell me, when you wrote the song, were there any lyrics that you thought?
Well, I didn't write the song. It was written officially by John Sigler and John Leffler, the producers and owners of the Jingle House, that was hired by 4Kids, which is hired by Pokemon to do the English dub. So they already had a Japanese song, and I don't know what the words are to it. I've heard the English version of it, and it was just a lot of lyrics jumbled up. But so they said we need a new song. This Japanese song is not going to cut it. And they presented to Leffler and Sigler and their music house what the show was about and what kind of what they wanted. And Leffler and Sigler wrote this song and put in what they thought that they wanted, including the tagline, "Catch 'em if you can, Pokemon. Catch 'em if you can."
Yeah,
and that "Catch 'em if you can" was the first lyric that we sang, and that was, I'm pretty sure, on the brief that they got from Pokemon.
Yep.
I'm not 100% sure, but they give you an outline of what they kind of want. And "Catch 'em if you can" was there. We sent it back into them. They said, "Catch 'em if you can. It's not going to work. Try Gotta Catch 'em All." So "Gotta Catch 'em All" was then put in. And we did Gotta Catch 'em All. Now, I'm not sure if they wrote Gotta Catch 'em All or Pokemon wrote Gotta Catch 'em All or who wrote actually that tagline. It is a trademark tagline. So it may have come from, marketing research. A lot of times they'll do testing. They'll play it for all the people. Sometimes they'll go to a mall and they'll play you 6 different versions, and they'll just ask people what they think and do questionnaires. And they'll go back and, do it that way. But that was a line that got swapped out.
There you go. So with that song as well, Jason, you've done a few calibrations with a few other artists. My personal favorite, though, was the one with yourself and Jonathan Young.
Yes, me too.
How did that come about?
Unsurpassed by any of the other versions.
It is brilliant. I've listened to that. I shit you not. I probably listened to it over 500 times. I'm not even joking.
Excellent. And it's a great video too. So
it is. What's up with the tie? What's up with the tie?
That's the Jason Paige flying tie. I wear that thing, just walking down the street, and people are like, "What?"
It had its own mind. It was fluttering around everywhere.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Where was that filmed, Jason, as well? Because the backdrop was fantastic.
It was down in just north of San Diego, where he was at the time. He was making a record of all Pokemon songs, and he had done I think it's called Pokejon, and he reached out and said, "Hey, I want to redo the Pokemon theme song in a hard rock style. You want to do it with me?" And I said, "Absolutely. Look at this other stuff. It's great. This guy's super talented." He sent me the tracks, and I was like, "Whoa, this is Pokemon on steroids."
It's
just and I had to lift, pump it up to my next rock and roll level to fulfill that particular motive. I mean, he wanted this thing to rock, and clearly it was rocking, and the only way it was going to live up to it is I give him my Jason Paige rock sound and take it to the next level. And so it definitely went to the next level.
It did.
I still have yet to perform that with him. Maybe that'll happen at some point. I know he's doing some live events here and there, and he's just a great dude with incredible talent and so prolific. I think he's hundreds of songs out. All kinds of cool songs, and they all just land really, really well in that with that same great rock style. And he's a great multi-instrumentalist as well as a singer and a producer.
So he does it all himself, does he? He puts it all together himself.
He has a team of people that he works with videographers, but I think musically he's pretty much he can be a one-man band. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I remember coming across it maybe 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was on YouTube, and oh mate, it's I'm not too sure if Loosh has heard
I've definitely heard it.
Yeah, okay. I was gonna say if you haven't, do yourself a favor. Viridian City as well. A lot of people didn't realize that you actually were the voice behind Viridian City as
I'm
well.
on the road to the real city. Yeah. That's I mean, I don't know if they're just saying it, but people are like, that's my second favorite song on the whole album.
Well, it's my second favorite song.
See?
So I'm being real. I'm being real with you.
I like to be a master, Pokemon master. I like.
Do you know the Pokey rap? Do you reckon you could do the Pokey rap?
I know. I wanna be the best that ever was, because I did a female screamo rap version of that, where the girls did the screamo rap and I did the singing part, and they killed it. It was like there's a girl I know, and she's just an incredible screamo singer.
Wow. Far out.
Yeah, really cool.
That's a throwback to the 90s right there, isn't it? The old screamo music.
They're great. Well, they're doing it now. Like I think it's more modern the way that these kids are screaming. They're like, you know,
I don't know how they still have vocal cords,
yeah.
man.
I've been asked to do that a couple of times for sessions. I did Meow Mix session. You know, the Meow Mix song is the cat food. Meow, 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 meow. It's an old jingle that you may or may not know, but they wanted it in screamo version. It was meow, 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 meow. And I was like,
every cat in the world watching that on TV.
It's just weird, but I you know, it's kind of like you rub the back of your throat together. You're not your cords, but like the folds of your throat. I don't even know. There's techniques. I watched some guys teaching this technique on YouTube, and I'm like, wow, that's some crazy shit right there.
Yeah, it certainly is.
Yeah. Hey, tell me, what's your favorite Pokemon?
I don't have favorites. I have experiences.
Okay, tell us about your favorite experience with a Pokemon.
Well, I really enjoyed Mr. Mime in the movie and sweeping the yard in the last episode.
Yes. With Ash's mum.
Yeah. That
Can you do his voice?
Mr. Mime's voice?
Yeah.
No.
Mine.
Oh, mine, right, yeah.
I thought I'd give it a crack.
Yeah, not bad.
How
you know, I
do
come across these voice actors often at events I'm at, and I you know, at one point I realized this guy's the voice of Squirtle. That's all he says is Squirtle.
Yeah.
I can
His
do a
whole
Donald
job
Duck.
in Pokemon is just saying the one word. It was like, wow, that's an interesting voiceover job. Just to say mime.
See, you can do it. I can do a decent Donald Duck, but other than that, my talent is pretty
Donald
much
Duck his throat is screamo. Do a screamo version of that. Here you go.
Hey, I'll do the sneeze for you. Hang on.
There you go.
That's it. That's my talent. That's it. I'm out now.
My only claim to fame is that I do a really good Smeagol from Game of Thrones.
Lord
of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings, mate.
Oh, there you go.
Lord of the Rings. I can do a pretty decent one.
Come on.
Excuse me.
You stupid, stinking fat hobbitses!
There you go. There's some technique in
Everyone's
that.
got a little bit of talent, not as much as yourself, Jason. Yeah, that's pretty much us. So just going on the I just want to ask you just straight up: are you a fan of Pokemon? So I know it's made you it's made you so successful in the world and whatnot, but are you actually a Pokemon fan?
Well, I'm a fan of the ecosystem. I'm a fan of the meaning behind it. I'm a fan of the cards. I'm a fan of the journey. I'm a fan. Yeah, exactly. I'm a fan of some of the cosplayers that show up sometimes. I'm a fan of some of the incredible artwork that people create of Pokemon.
Yeah, yep.
I'm a fan of some of the music.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the game. I haven't really gotten into the game yet, but I am a fan of Pokemon Go. And
I'm level 50, got every Pokemon you can possibly like. I absolutely love Pokemon Go.
There's so many things a fan of the events. You know, I'm a fan of YouTube channels that focus on it. I'm a fan of Leonhardt. Like, it's like
I love Leonhardt.
There's so many. I'm a fan of Unlisted Leaf.
Yeah,
so you know, there's so many things that have nothing to do with the top pyramid $100 million company that have to do with the bottom ecosystem of people that love Pokemon, and they do it because they love it, and they are the foundation, the bottom of this whole pyramid. Is the love of people that were kids that grew up, and now they have stores. They have incredible stores. They have incredible art collections. They got Pokemon Lego art pieces that all they do is Pokemon Lego of these amazing sculptures of Charizard 6 feet tall made of Lego. I mean, they're Pokemon jewelers making jewelry out of Pokemon. So and all of that is the love. That's
it is.
the love making incredible things out of their imagination, meeting Pokemon, meeting their love, and meeting their financial interests as well, because now they're collecting and they recognize the value, and they can start businesses based on buying, selling, trading, and sharing this value with the world. And Pokemon at the top, you know, manages this ecosystem by letting these people do these things and licensing them, and so shirts and clothing, and you know, Pokemon cars, and they got Pokemon planes, you know.
I saw the Pikachu one.
Parades, shows. It's like, so
I'm looking forward to the eventual Pokemon Land theme park, because like if Disney can do it, like come on,
it's got to happen at some point. I think Universal has some stuff that they're brewing with them.
There you go.
But I'm not, you know, I'm not sure how long that'll take. But I think they bought some rights to do something with them.
So you mentioned Pokemon cards.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that you have some Pokemon cards.
You mean my own Pokemon card? That right here.
What's your power level
on stream? Can you see this?
No, we've still got the backdrop of the.
Right. Let's take the backdrop off so you guys can see. Boom. So I am going to autograph this to you. Who should I make it out
to?
The post-credits show.
There we go.
Thank you, Jason.
Can we see that?
Yeah, we got it.
There it is. Gotta catch 'em all. Post-credit show.
How good's that?
That's awesome.
That'll be framed in that'll be framed in the studio.
That'll go right up there with the other 300,000 Pokemon cards.
I've got a really random one for you that I'm just curious to know. You've performed this song tens and tens of thousands of times.
No. Only since 2016 did I even know what a Comic-Con was.
Holy!
I was trapped in a Pokeball and doing all of the other things that I do that, you know, that comprise my life and career. It was one credit that I had no real clue was as big as it was. I mean, I know Pokemon was that big, but it took all of those kids growing up to have any interest in who sang the song at all.
Yeah, so that's right.
2016 comes around, Pokemon Go pops out, and everybody pops out of their hibernation and goes, "Oh shit, you like Pokemon too? You too? Oh my god, we're all out here in the street together catching Pokemon. Wow, y'all like
Oh my god, there's a Charizard over there."
And then they start banging the Pokemon theme song on Spotify at record numbers. It spikes. And because of that, media started reaching out to me and saying, "Hey, who's the guy? What do you do? How much did you get paid?" That's really what they want to know. How much did you get paid? And what are you doing now? And of course, you know, I am doing all this stuff right now. And I was able to then get invited to Comic-Cons. And so only since 2016 have I been performing the song at all. I never sang it up until then. other than some parody versions that I did on my own YouTube channel.
Okay.
But so not tens of thousands of times.
Wow, sorry about okay. Wow, I thought you'd been going around a lot longer than that. So 2016.
Yeah, it's brand new. I mean, I'm bringing this enthusiasm to it, and still trying to get people to know who I am, because there's 2 billion Pokemon fans in the world, and very, very small percentage of them actually know who I am. But they know
they need to know who you are, Jason. They certainly need to know. So what would your favorite Comic-Con be, and where is the strangest place you've sung this song?
Oh wow.
We like asking questions that nobody else asks.
We're a bit random down in Australia, mate. We come up with some weird.
Well, one of the favorite Comic-Cons, it's not really a Comic-Con, it's called Collecticon. I'm going to all the Collecticons this year in the United States, and maybe next year they'll expand outside of the United States, but it's 75% Pokemon fans there. The rest is Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh! And some sports cards, but they set up a big stage, and I sing the Pokemon theme song, my Pokemon Go theme song. I sing my Ash's Last Goodbye song, and I may even sing Viridian City. And I sign autographs at this event, and it's just very Pokemon centric. So it's a giant community of people that all stores buy booths, and they travel far and wide to get to the Collecticon, to experience, to buy, sell, and trade with each other, and to thrive in the Pokemon ecosystem. So that one really works really well for me. The weirdest place I've sung the Pokemon theme song,
not including the shower.
Not including the shower.
Or on the drive to work.
The drive to work.
Loki still does that 5 days a week.
I pump this song so often, you wouldn't even believe it. I really do.
I have sung the song on my bike, riding down the street of New York City.
Yes.
While filming myself.
Top of your voice?
I had, what's that?
At the top of your voice, so that everyone can hear.
I have a series on my YouTube channel called Singing in the Streets, and oftentimes I'm on a city bike riding through Manhattan with my camera on a selfie stick, filming myself in the middle of traffic, riding with no hands while singing some popular song. And I've sung the Pokemon theme song in numbers of styles on that YouTube channel.
Do you sing it in any other language, or is it just English?
That was a very odd situation. I sang it in Japanese when I was investigating singing the Japanese theme song in English.
Yes.
And I thought, no way, I'm not going to even attempt it, because it's just not a great song. I don't even think I can fix it. I thought, well, then let me sing the English song in Japanese. And I got a Japanese coach to coach me on how I would sing it, and I sang the Pokemon theme song in Japanese. And then every time I'm in another country that has the theme song in a different language, Como Schnapsy Deer Pokemon, Como Schnapsy Deer is Germany, Atrapeletus is French.
Wow.
And I haven't done.
See, I know a whole bunch of German swear words. I could say those, but that's how everyone's got like those couple of different words from different languages they can say, and they're usually swear words. That's all I've got going. So the fact that you can sing "Gotta Catch Them All,"
I did a tour. I did a tour of a thing called Video Games Live. It's somewhere up here, VGL. I don't know. It's amazing where they play with an orchestra all the most popular video game background music. And at the end of the show, I came out and sang the Pokemon theme song. We went through Germany, we went through Canada, we played in Paris, and I just try to adjust my the catchphrase for whatever country we're in.
Unreal.
That's beautiful.
So when you're in Melbourne, well, if you come to Melbourne, which we're hoping you do. Would you like to, maybe we could go do a bit of a street talk, set you up in the middle of Melbourne CBD, and perform the Pokemon theme song live?
CBD, what's that?
The city.
Central Business District.
City.
In the city.
What do you mean, set me up?
So we can go. We'll go for a wander. We'll go for a walk. Bring your guitar. We'll get a crowd going, and we'll just belt it out for you.
Just a crowd of sing it for me.
No, sorry. I mean,
yeah, I'd like to have a great crowd. I mean, this is one of the things. I have a video called Poke World, and it's a collection somebody gave me of all the different people and different covers of the Pokemon theme song at that point, which included masses of people spontaneously singing it at various events. So
that's cool.
That'd be a cool thing. You can do that for me. You get a spontaneous group of people to mass formation, just start singing the Pokemon theme song. It happens quite often. You guys can start it.
Flash mob. That's what they call it.
Yeah, it's a flash mob, right?
Flash mob.
Now, the last question that I wanted to ask you, because obviously we're going into a very different era of Pokemon now, with the primary protagonist Ash Ketchum's story now being concluded.
Correct.
How did that feel for you? Obviously, the music has now changed. The direction of the show has changed quite dramatically, and the voice of the character that was so iconic that you were able to lend your voice to. Now that story's moved on. How do you feel about all that?
We've shared a lot of tears, all the time side by side, through all the crazy years. Now the future's open wide, looking back on all we've done, all we've lost and all we've won. I will never let the memory slip away. No, I won't let go. That's the Ash Ketchum goodbye song that
I've heard that a few times.
Which it brings people to tears. And really what I wanted to do was have them be inspired to have Ash graduate from his puberty blockers and grow up and be a good man. And, he's 37 years old, trapped in the body of a 10-year-old. He needs to grow up at this point. But anyway, it was a song that I wrote myself and a partner of mine, Russ Irwin, who played with Aerosmith, who got me into the Aerosmith gig.
Yes.
He and I wrote this song, and it's just a tribute to this moment. I have it on my YouTube. It was marked for children only because I used footage from the show. So you can go to my website and make comments on it. And the comments are incredibly, they're like people writing on the wall of a funeral. Like they're just leaving their heartfelt thanks and appreciation to Pokemon, to Ash, to me for writing the song, for they're telling their experiences and letting go. And there's just so much like emotion connected to this ending, and I wanted to see it as a new beginning, and people really like also identify with it as an ending. And I think some of it is because obviously they lived the Pokemon ecosystem through the character of Ash, and all of the games, it's you as Ash walking around catching the Pokemon, and he's the he's the one who wants to be the very best, like no one ever was. So I understand the emotion, but like I want it to be a positive emotion of graduation, not a funeral.
Yeah.
But I get it. You're sad when you leave your friends in high school and you feel like you're never going to see them again, and you will see them again, and they'll have a beard and a wife and kids.
That's right.
Hopefully, that's what Ash will have: a beard and a wife and kids.
I'm sure he'll make. I thought he always was going to get with Misty at the end of it all.
Yes,
that was the rumor.
So I just realized my guitar is not exactly in tune for the finale of our experience. So I'm just making sure it gets.
Well, one last question for you, Jason.
What's that, my friend?
What's next?
What's next? Well,
what have you got coming up?
I've got just about every weekend for the rest of the year. Some kind of event or some kind of store appearance, a collecticon, hopefully a trip over down under. and into some other Asian countries as well as Europe. I have my own music that I've created, not just the Ash Last Goodbye, not just the Pokemon Go theme song, not just the Detective Pikachu theme song, but music that I have created with Netherlands DJ named Aino, AIN0. If you search AIN0 plus Jason Paige, you can find all of our music that's been released, and I'm coming out with videos for that music this year.
Yep.
And of course, it's been printed onto vinyl as well. I'm going to be performing some of that music at some of my events and at festivals as well. So they're kind of superhero EDM rock songs that's
cool, man.
and there's remixes of the Pokemon theme song with these Dutch DJs as well. One hardstyle remix that just came out, and one with the DJ AIN0 that is really cool as well. So that, in addition to having some new merch come out, I've got cards, all kinds of different cards. As you know, I sign my own cards, and I sign Pokemon cards at events.
That's gorgeous.
OG
Where can fans buy your cards, Jason?
JasonPage.com/shop. This is a very interesting one that I made.
Oh, that's cool.
That
Holy
has
moly.
on the back of it a blank space for me to do original art. So I draw original art based on each card as a one of one, and
cool.
different merchandise that people might be interested in, like my hats or my
for sure
things.
And all that music with IN0, are they on Spotify, YouTube?
Yes, AIN0 is on. It's on all playlists on YouTube and Spotify, and it's been distributed to all platforms. The videos are going to be coming out this year for a few of those songs as well, and I've done some appearances with some DJs at Collecticon. Steve Aoki shows up and he plays song, calls me out, and I jumped on stage and jammed with Steve Aoki and during the Pokemon theme song. So
did he throw a cake at you, or
he threw a cake at 4 different people? He threw 4 cakes at Collecticon, and boy, did they have problems cleaning that stuff up. It was all over the place. It was like, oh wow, because it's not just the cake on that person; it splashes onto the ground, and then people track it all over the Comic-Con. Wow.
You mentioned the Ash Ketchum's hat. Do you have one handy that you can put on for us?
Oh wow.
If I put you on the spot, I apologize.
I do. Hold on. Fresh out the
there
box.
It is.
It's not Ash Ketchum. It's a Jason Paige hat, and I doodle these hats up. But
the backdrop's cutting into the hat, Jason.
The Ash Ketchum L.
Oh yeah, nice.
Turns out as a J and a P.
And a P.
That's fantastic.
That's
you can't see it because of the backdrop, Jason.
Yeah, we'll take this off.
Oh, that is cool, man.
Yeah,
that's so good.
That's the JP hat that I get, and then I,
Ketchum. You've got a surprise to end the show today. What are we going to do What are we going to do to finish up?
I do. I don't know, something familiar, maybe.
Yeah. Okay. The floor is yours, my friend.
It's all the same. Only the names have changed. Everything just seems to wasting away. No.
Mate, you could replace John Bon Jovi there. That sounded bloody spot on. Mate.
Your first album was To Be Master. My first album was On the Street Where You Live, Girls Talk About the Social Lies. Bon Jovi.
Ooh, yeah.
Wow. Ooh, she's a little runaway. That was my jam.
That's a bloody good song.
I always wondered how Bon Jovi was able to get the notes that he was able to get, and then I saw how tight his pants were, and it made sense.
Yes. I could go and get the looper. Wanna be the very best. No one ever was. Catch them is my real test. To train them is my cause. I will travel across the land, searching far and wide. Teach Pokemon to understand the power that's inside. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny, Pokemon. Oh, you're my best friend in the world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all, hearts so true. Our courage will pull us through. You teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch them all. Gotta
Yeah.
Second verse. Every challenge along the way, with courage I will face. I will battle every day to claim my rightful place. Come with me, come, the time is right. There's no better team. I'm now, we win the fight. It's always been our dream. That was Meatloaf. Pokemon, it's you and me. I know it's my destiny, Pokemon. Oh, you're my best friend in a world we must defend. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Our hearts so true. Our courage will pull us through. Teach me and I'll teach you. Pokemon, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all. Pokemon.
Oh, mate, that just takes me back to when I was literally running home from school as a 8-year-old just to make just to be able to watch Pokemon in the afternoons. Oh wow,
That was fantastic.
that was a journey.
You know, a little bit
Jason.
of country music in there. We had a little bit of reggae. We had a little bit of Meatloaf. You know, just let's go through the different styles.
That was beautiful. That was so good. Jason, we've had such a great time hanging out with you today.
Me too, guys. Me
Thank
too.
you so much for joining us. And we are going to hold you to that thing about you come to Melbourne, we're going to go have a beer at the pub.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm totally down. I can't come all the way down there without having a beer. I mean, you know.
Oh, there'll be more than one, my friend. There'll be a few tequilas. We'll make a day of it.
Yeah.
I can't wait to get that. Thank you again for the gift, Jason. We really appreciate it,
You
buddy.
got it. You got it, gentlemen.
All right.
Mate, this has been an amazing episode. We are so thrilled to have had you join us, Jason. If you are a fan of Pokemon, if you're a fan of pop culture, if you're a fan of anything that you see on TV or the movies or music or anything like that, do like, follow, and subscribe to the Post-Credit Show. I've been Loosh, that's been Loki, and that's been Jason Paige. Say hi to your mum for me.
Hi to your mom for me.